All right. How are you guys doing today? This is Kurt, your host of the Mañana Morning Check-In. This is the Mañana Morning Check-In. And I just wanted to hit you guys up on this Monday. We're out of the gates, rocking and rolling. I'm a little late to the microphone today because I've been online with people all over the world. Italy, Spain, India, the UK, Oklahoma. Who else? Uh, Man, and I got to tell you, it's kind of an honor, but I've been helping people with learning and membership websites, making decisions on what software to use, different tools that they can implement. And from that perspective, it's been a wealth of knowledge coming back to me because I can see what other learning professionals are doing in the virtual space. And as an early adopter to a lot of things, I can see that sometimes my timing is off. Sometimes I'm just so far ahead of the curve, and that sounds goofy, right? But being early can sometimes be almost as bad as being late. I can remember I started Von Concepts Performance Magazine back in 2002. Everybody was still doing print magazines, right? There was Cycle World and all these other things. And here I was online trying to do this online magazine in power sports. And I would get some press credentials, but then other people would be like, where can we find your magazine? I'm like, well, it's online. Here's the URL. And obviously, if I would have stuck with that, think of what that would be today, right? I gave up on that. Rainy Performance Products. I had a virtual motorcycle accessories and apparel store, and I was selling a lot of product. Like I was the Foggy Patronas, importer for all of their swag that was sold at the racetracks and sold online and stuff like that. I was the one that brought that stuff into the country and put that out. I sold Chinese pit bikes before Pet Boys knew what a Chinese pit bike was. And so in those respects, I was way ahead of the curve. And like I said, sometimes that can be as bad as being late. Because when you're trying to be an early adopter and you're trying to put forth a product or a service that people may or may not be ready for, it can be a lot to chew. It can be a lot to take in. So here I am now. And I think that the COVID crisis has actually put people in my backyard at just the right time. I've been taking technical information and flooding it online since 2013. In 2013, Ducati hired me officially as a technical training manager, and I took them from a contract-driven, physical outside training product, and I reduced their travel time by 50% and doubled their capacity to train people. So I want to put this in perspective. Instead of having a 2-week physical course that technicians had to take, I made it so they did a week online and a week traveling. Okay. So a week online and a week traveling. That cut the travel budget in half, essentially. Right. And then because half of it was online, that opened up another 50% of a calendar, right? To be able to train twice as many technicians in the same time. So we were able to reduce expense per student and double capacity. That was an amazing thing back at that time. When I looked at those numbers, 2014, 2015, and saw what we were able to accomplish as a company, I got really, really excited. Okay. So then 2016, it was near the end of 2016 that I moved to Suzuki. And Suzuki had an existing online platform, but when I got in there, they had a lot of content and a lot of it was outdated, and they just had a lot of stuff. And so I was able to jump in there, take a look at the user interface and go, wait a minute, from a user perspective, from a dealer perspective, what do they need? Like, what information do they want? What are they looking for in here? So we revamped the user interface, things quite a bit. We took the necessary content down from like 60 or 70 hours worth of training down to like 15, 18 hours worth of training. And then we took that back stock of product and we didn't get rid of it. No, we made it a resource, right? We made it an elective in the back end of the website, and it worked out really, really, really good. So again, reduce the time away from work that technicians had to spend to get that base level of training, to get back in the shop and be productive. And so now I have this new product, right? And it's called Power Sport Academy. And the Power Sport Academy basically takes service writers and service managers and gives them an administrative content right online. Okay. And the idea is to take people from here to here. Now, once people get done with the online stuff, we're not done because they get a bi-weekly support call. So they get a year's membership to the content, and then they get 26 support calls throughout the year, right? Where we go through and we work with them one-on-one and help them, in groups, right? But we work with them and get them up to a higher level of efficiency, productivity, and profit. Now, once you get someone that's all the way up here, business, your dealership is probably doing a minimum of 50 to 60% more in parts and labor sales. Now, if you get there and you're happy, that is fantastic. But if you want to take it up 3 more notches, well, then I'm available for in-person consulting for people that have been through the base training. And so we can go from there. Now, what's cool about this is I take a look at how far I've come in my own journey, and then working with other people all around the world that are working on their own virtual training platforms, whether it's physical fitness, art, schools, universities. I'm taking a look at how they're leveraging the virtual space. And I'm saying, wow, this is awesome. This is right in my wheelhouse. This is my sweet spot. Let me give you some help on this. And we're pushing further and further in. Now, take a look at another product that is not mine, but is affecting me in a great way. And that is the Fixed Operations Roundtable from Ted Ings. If you're not following Ted Ings on LinkedIn and you're doing anything in the automotive space, RV, power sports, marine, he focuses on automotive with his group, but the information shared is a wealth of information for people that are on our side of industry, right? And I'm taking a look at what they're doing and the different vendors that they're interacting with from a tech standpoint and from an AI standpoint. And when you take a look at how all of this is funneling together, right, to make a more efficient business that meets the customer where they're at, I think it's really, really exciting stuff. So I'm throwing it out there. I say this stuff a lot, but, take a look at the Mañana no Mas message. Take a look at how I talk about goal setting. I talk about leadership. I talk about tech from a membership and training perspective. I talk about building your team. And when you take all of those messages and you employ them and you put them together, what you get is a stronger organization. Whether your organization has gone virtual and remote, or whether your organization is still trapped inside 4 walls, these premises, these business mantras, they do nothing but help your business, help your team, and help you. When I look at the results of some of the customers that we've worked with, I'm blown away. I've got an associate in Belgium who's doing fantastic. I've got an associate in Milan doing fantastic. I've got someone that I've dealt with just outside of Florence in Italy, someone from Valencia, Spain last week. And when I think about the conversations I've had with these people and their use of technology and product and knowledge, it's humbling. It really is. And I'm glad that I'm able to be a part of that from my humble little surroundings here in my workspace. So if you need help with any kind of membership and learning product, if you're confused about curriculum development, if you're thinking, I'd love to have a virtual training site, but I don't have $300,000 to spend, well, you've been talking to the wrong folks. You need to get in touch with me. You can go to mañananomas.com, click the contact link, hit me up. Let's get you going. Let's get your stuff out there. Let's get you promoting something. They're talking about the billions and billions and billions of dollars that are going to be spent in online training over the next 5 years. And the longer you wait, the more you're behind. So give me a shout. I'll talk to you guys soon. Now, beyond that, let's talk about personal stuff, right? Boom. I rode 104 miles on Saturday. Bam. All right. So had a great ride. One of my fastest centuries I've ever clocked. It was about 3,000 feet of climb. And I couldn't believe how fast we got that done and the average speed that we were able to maintain for 104 miles. Got that done. And that puts me right on cue to finish the Great Cycle Challenge within my mileage goal it puts me right in space. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, on the fundraising goal, I'm still a little behind. If you've got the ability and you're willing to help, go to any of my social media products and you'll see links to donate to the Great Cycle Challenge to bring awareness to children's cancer. I also have a main link on the Mañana No Mas website. Right at the top menu, it says Great Cycle Challenge. You click that and it gives you directions on how to either join the team and ride with us or make a financial donation to the cause. And so I'm super, super excited about that. We were featured in Dealer News. I was featured in Dealer News, and the motorcycle industry jobs folks. They put up a kind of a flyer on social media, talked a little bit about the Power Sport Academy and adding value to dealerships. So I was excited about that. And from a leadership perspective, we released the podcast last week with Sherry and Lou Everett of the Lou Everett Group. And so I'll have a newsletter going out this week that talks about all these things. But as you can tell, it's Monday. I'm pretty excited. A new week is happening. And I pray actually that you are finding a way to be excited about what's going on in your week. I'm going to sign out now. I wish you guys to have just an awesome, productive, profitable day. Have a good one. Bye-bye.